let's go over and see Graham. Get him to stop swearing first. Hi Graham, do you want to set the scene? It's a bit of deja vu for us today, isn't it?
It is murdered, isn't it? Yes. Well, basically what happened, we did what we thought was a very thorough survey on Lledwyn Mawr just last week, and we got back home and we've calculated all the data, and I'm not telling you what it is yet, and we then plotted the position of the coal that we determined on the map, and it just looked suspiciously close to Lledwyn Mawr. It just doesn't look as though it's in quite the right position. Now we thought we were very thorough when we explored the coal despite the trees, and the area that we found was very, very flat for at least 50 metres in either direction, in the hill to hill direction. But it still left us with that nagging doubt that perhaps we haven't done as thorough a job as we might have done. So we're going back. We're going back to explore those trees. What fun.
And it's even colder today, isn't it?
It's absolutely bloody freezing.
And for Gordon, so possibly Gordon can start keeping records of when we do these surveys. Today's date is?
The 8th of February.
2012. So
2012.
Cheers, Graham.
Okay.
So I'll do a little bit with John a bit later on, and I'll just give you a general view of where we are here. And there's a good path that leads over the bridge, a track, up into the forestry, and then you cut left and follow a forest track up through all of that, and you break up. There's a big gully just coming into view there, just going to the left hand side of the screen. You break out onto open hillside, and the hill that we're aiming for is the one just to the right of the high point that you can see. That high point in the background is Llyn. Probably a little bit of audio disruption because of the breeze, but stunning day. So here we are again, and we'll do a little bit of filming higher up. We're back on the area of the bwlch of Lledwyn Mawr as it goes up towards Llyn, and if I come to Graham, just to maybe show the map as well, Graham, after you, you know, just sort of explain what we've done since we've come here.
Focusing on that, Mervyn?
Let's have a little. Oh, there's a twig straight in front of my face.
So what we've done is we've come into that bend on the fence trying to find this track which doesn't exist, but we've taken a bearing from that bend in the fence to the little pool which you think might be the position of the coal. We followed the bearing, and in fact what we've come across is a mossy open space with some water line in the bottom. It's not actually a pool as such, but it's in the right position, and we've got a grid reference for it, and that agrees with the map. So we then went from that little pool up to this ring contour, and as we've been walking towards this ring contour, the ground has been gradually rising, and we have now found that ring contour. There's a very obvious bump that we're standing on at the moment, which identifies it, and again the grid reference that we've taken on the GPS agrees with it. So we know we're at this point, and we know that from the pond towards Llyn the land is rising. So the coal can only now lie on the other side of the pond in a northwest direction towards Lledwyn Mawr.
And when we were here 6 days ago, we didn't investigate this area of the bwlch, did we?
No, we didn't. When you walk along the fence line, you come to a very obvious dip in the fence, and the coal looks as though it's just in the forest from the fence, and indeed all of our exploration, which concentrated in that area, supported that belief. When we got to the position of the coal line, it was very, very flat for about 50 metres in each direction before it started to rise, and so we were pretty confident we were at the coal. The only question that arises in your mind is when you actually plot it on the map, it seems very close to the base of Lledwyn Mawr, and there was a small area to the southeast of that spot that we found that we haven't actually explored. So that's why we're here today, really. We're doing trying to do a thorough job. So we've gone to ground that we were pretty confident was higher, and it is. And now we're going to go back to that little mossy pool, and then go towards the coal that we found the other day, and we're going to be looking for potentially lower ground on the way. If we find potentially lower ground, then we will need to line survey out of the wood and get some GPS data and see which of the 2 points is the lower.
Brilliant, thanks Graham. If I come to John, any further comments, John?
Not really. I feel happier now coming back today. The first time we came up last week, we explored a fairly large area of the coal, but more over to the west, and happier now that we had this big area that we hadn't even looked at. We assumed perhaps was higher. Now, having come to pass the little pond there and come up to the little mound here, we can be confident that the coal is somewhere either where we found it originally or slightly to the right of it as we look into the woods. So we've narrowed it down quite considerably now. As Graham said, if we find another low point and take another GPS, we should be pretty much certain that we've located the position.
Excellent. Well, thanks both. I'm going to try and back up. I don't know how successful I'm going to be.
Don't fall down behind you.
Just to give the viewers a little sort of inkling of the territory that we're in, and there's channels between the trees here, and the ground is quite frozen, but you're prone to sort of crunch in about 4 to 6 inches within the channels because they're full of pine needles. So shall I follow the two of you back towards the pool, the pond?
I think we might be best, John. I think going back down here where the trees are more open, or can you see a way?
I don't know yet.
John's off.
I should wait until you shout it's okay.
John's impersonating a hobbit. He's going to make a burrow in the pine needles.
We're clearly on this tumulus.
Yeah.
Clearly, no, if we come here, you can see the slopes of it.
Right, I'm going to, just to show you a little bit of the territory that we're in, I'm going to try, I'm caught already, try to, Graham's got his compass caught. I got my rucksack caught, Graham. I'm going to try to follow Graham through the trees. John's gone ahead. We're close to the summit of a mound that comes down from Foyle Vigilai. We've been to the summit of it and looked. Are we going off in the right compass direction, Graham?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
And this mound, as you'd imagine, when you're on the top, it's quite steep here. It goes down in all directions, and we're now on the ridge that leads between Foyle Vigilai. I think it's a 490 when we ring contour on the OS map. Oh, I just got whacked in the face by a twig. And I think it's 490 spot height on the Harvey map. So we're now on the ridge that leads down towards a tiny pool. We've already investigated that. Quite a green area, but we're just approaching it actually. There's not much water on the surface, but it is boggy and we didn't risk stepping on it. So we've just been around the exterior.
We've come round on the far side of the pond, that's why it doesn't seem to be here.
So let's see where we come out.
Further back over there. You started in the wrong position.
Yeah.
We'll just keep on the bearing, won't we?
So is the pond to our left now?
Well, it should be through here somewhere. But
Yeah.
I think we came round there.
Well, we've been going for a good few minutes now, but it's not every day that we get into territory like
Oh,
this
John, I think it's over
to,
the right hand side.
to survey. So it's quite a novel novel approach to an afternoon out on the hills. Let's try and get through. See if we can show you a little bit of the pond. How close are we to it now? Oh. It's good fun, Graham.
Have you found it, John?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I thought we were probably within 10 metres of
Right, so try and just go straight through. It's well, this is the pond, as I said. There's not much water here. It's very dried up, but on the exterior you come across little water channels that lead up to it. And I'm not going to tread on it. We may actually be on it now, I don't know. Do you think we're on it now, John?
This is the pond, the pond of the pond.
Ah, yeah, here's the pond. So we're actually on the pond. That's a nice bit of water. So I'm going to try to cross the pond, or bits of it, and then I'm going to put the camera away, I think. Because we've been in the forest now for quite some time. And this could all be it, couldn't it? Even this bit here.
We're going up, aren't we?
Yeah. There's a route down here, John. Shall we take it?
Yeah.
To go back and get the avenues and then come back?
We've left all the surveying gear just hidden in the forest down by the fence close to the open hillside, so we're going to go down, collect a bit of that, bring the apnea levels back up and start doing some proper surveying. We've had a good recce now, so I'll close this off for now. It's been good fun the last 10 minutes. We're just getting ready to start line surveying out from the forest between Bwlch and I and Lledwyn Mawr. I'll show you the land that we're on. This is it's very frozen. There's a lot of undergrowth here, but this is part of the pool. We're just on the very outskirts, and John is now on an island.
Got a good placement there, John.
So I've got a bit of work to do soon because I'll have to note the figures, but all of that is the pool. You got the forestry all around here. I'm going to back up just a little bit and I'm going to just come over to Graham.
0.815.
So I'm neglecting my job here now. So when you tread on this ground, you're apt to go about 6 inches in. So just working past the level, and we can get a little view looking back upon John. And from here, we're going to head towards my left. And there's quite a relatively clear channel, and that will lead us out of the wood to where the GPS is set up on the open hillside. So I think John's now taken 2 readings, one to an island that
They're 2 fairly solid places.
Right, okay.
that he's been on, that he was jumping on before, and this is this is the low point. It's going to be very I just sunk in about 6 inches. It's going to be very difficult to ascertain the exact position of the bwlch, but we can compare this data to the data that we had 6 days ago, And this is the way out of the forest that we're going to be line surveying, so I'll just close off for now.
There's a lot to be gained.
Here's John, and he's volunteered to summarise what we've done for the day.
Yeah, we've had a good day today. We've returned, as seen in previous clips, to the hill. Last week when we surveyed it, we measured the hill to be less than 30 metres of drop, but we were uncertain whether we'd actually located the bwlch properly. So we came back today to have a good scout around the forest here and really make sure that we had covered the bwlch. And so we started at a different point, and there's some key features on the bwlch, a little pond in there, which we managed to find. Also a small tumulus to the right of that as you look in from the field, and we found that okay. And we followed then the line of the bwlch from that tumulus through the little pond back to the bwlch that we found the previous week. And so we were able to check on the slope of the ground. We then went back to the pond, which we thought was possibly a lower bwlch actually, and maybe the real bwlch, and then we line surveyed out from there to the GPS which we had set up on the hillside outside the trees. We also checked by doing a line survey from the position where we had the GPS today to where we had it set up.
Well, cheers John, thank you very much, a very good summary of the day. Graham's over here. I'll just go over and see if Graham's got any last comments just to wrap up the day's survey. Hi, are you okay?
Not really, no. I think John gave
two cracking days.
Two very good days. Very, very cold. But if you were either moving or in the trees, you were fine. If you were standing still on the open hillside, you'd need to wrap up. But no, really cracking weather.
Yeah.
With good frozen ground as well. It made progress a lot easier. I think in the summer this might be quite a laborious trek.
And we went up to Bwlch and I afterwards, didn't we?
We did, and that is one of the hills that makes you want to do Deweys. It's an absolutely cracking hill, really good.
Yeah, it was beautiful up there with the sunlight as well, wasn't it?
It was really nice, as you say, really nice colours, and a good all-round 360-degree view. Yeah, very good.
Right, cheers, Graham.
Okay.
So there we go. So I'll leave you with the view of the two bosses.
Okay, so Graham's explained what we did on the first visit to Lledwyn Mawr, and this is what happened on the second visit. We explored more of the bwlch as Graham described, and in the bwlch we found quite quickly a small moss that's marked on the map as a little lake and was frozen at the time, and to the east of that, I think it is, south of it, sorry, there was a little tumulus, which again we found in the woods. So we followed from the tumulus all the way back along the top through the woods to the bwlch that we visited in the first time. When we went back to the moss, we line surveyed out to the area beyond the woods where our GPS had been set up, and so we've got a drop height from there. So what we measured was that the height of the moss, which was the lowest point that we could find, was 495.35 metres, which is actually 2.32 metres lower than the other bwlch. So this gives a drop for Lledwyn Mawr of 30.68 metres, and therefore Lledwyn Mawr remains as a jury.